I grew up in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half west of Philadelphia. It's kind of central, south central Pennsylvania. Closest to about Hershey probably is the most notable town close to there, you know, the chocolate. So I grew up going to a Mennonite church. My parents were, every Sunday, always every morning when I got down to go to school, my mom would have a Bible verse on the table. So I mean, I grew up, reading the Bible, going to church, and Mennonite church, like I said, so pretty conservative. From a young age, I was punished for when I did something wrong, and so I always felt like not only letting God down when I sinned, but letting my parents down, because I know where they stood and how they would react if I did something stupid. So for the most part, I never really got too low as far as away from Christ. I mean, there were my points in college, points in pro ball, but my wife being a Christian and meeting her, I've always had her to talk to when I was in a low point. My wife's name is Lisa. My sophomore year of college, she was a freshman, and we kind of had some mutual friends and decided that maybe we should try hanging out. And from the beginning, we could tell there was something special there, and we got pretty serious pretty quick, and we ended up, I guess that would have been 2004, and we ended up getting married in 2008, January. My father passed away from ALS in October 5th of 2007, which that was tough. I mean, he had it for 3.5 years, so we had time to prepare a little bit, but I thought I was ready, because towards the end, we knew it was going to be coming up, within a month or two, and had no idea how unprepared I was to deal with, his death, and it was a struggle for a while. I never went to the point where I was mad at God. It was always, I need God to get through this, but a little bit of confusion. Why did it have to be him? For whatever reason, I'm usually somebody that can look on the bright side of things, and obviously there's not a whole lot of bright side when you lose your father, who's one of your best friends and obviously a mentor and everything else, but just getting in the Word and trying to read what God has to say about disappointments and loss, and reading the Bible and just talking, really just being able to verbalize it and talk about Him. I know at first it was kind of tough to express how I was feeling, even to my wife. Like, I just wanted to hold it in. I didn't really want to let it out, and once I was able to let it out and start crying and really just kind of talk about the good memories, as opposed to just letting all your thoughts get wrapped around not having him here anymore, and just realizing how fortunate we are compared to other people who may never even know their father. I found that being a Christian, I've been able to look at people that are worse off than me and realize how blessed I am, and use that as a means to feel okay no matter what circumstance I'm in, and be content no matter what we're going through. I think any Christian who is in baseball would tell you that nothing really takes the place of going to church and being with the people that you're familiar with, and your pastor you're used to. And I wasn't sure. We play every Sunday. We have off days on Mondays and Thursdays generally, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. But when I got hooked up with Baseball Chapel, I realized that that's what I was going to be able to use as my church, and as my weekly, get in the Word and learn something, and be able to carry me through another week, because the longer you go without being connected in the Word or in church or anything, the easier it is to fade away. And so having that once a week chapel, even it's just huge for a number of reasons. You get to try to bring some of your friends in with you, and you guys have that bond on your team with the guys that come to chapel, something to talk about, what you learned about that day in chapel. And I don't know what I would do without it, really. I know for me, there were times when I'm like, man, maybe it's not cool to go to chapel. And, I had to stop myself and say, wait a second, who am I trying to please here? Am I trying to please the Lord, or am I trying to please these teammates, And once you get plugged in with chapel, you find the guys are actually pretty willing to come with you if you, go about it in the right way, and know that you're not going to condemn them for saying no, or just because they maybe do some things that you don't think are, right as far as the Lord's concerned. That's what the whole point of chapel is to get these guys in and just have a little basics, and maybe you plant a seed, and something can grow inside them, and bring them to Christ.